Hi there, Manuel here, and welcome to day 2. Today we're going to be looking at the 3 reasons why most traders lose money. And you may be doing one of these 3 things, and if you are, then we'll look at ways to turn that around and hopefully get you profitably making some money from your trading. But there are 3 main reasons why most people lose money. As we can see with this trader on the screen here, most are pulling their hair out thinking, why can't I make this trading thing work? So let me go through those 3 reasons. Number 1, and the very first thing, is people go live too early. All right, they get onto a trading account and they think, right, this is the way I'm going to become rich. I'm going to buy my Lamborghini or whatever. And they just learn a little bit and they go onto a live account. They usually go and learn of something like Baby Pips or something that teaches you a few things about trading, or maybe on YouTube and learn a few techniques on YouTube, and then they decide I'm going live. And that's a huge mistake, because there's 3 stages to trading. The first stage is you're going to lose most of the time. Yeah, now we might teach you things. We might teach you about things like trend lines, support and resistance, all that sort of stuff. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then you think, right, I've seen it, I've drawn a line, I'm going to trade. Do you know? And you do that with live money, not knowing anything really. You're new to it. What we tend to do at the beginning, when I used to trade with the other people, not this group that I'm with now, one of the things they would say is go on to things like TradingView, like something like this, look at what other people are saying, look at the ideas that other people are doing, and do the opposite. So it's like, observe the masses, but do the opposite. So if people are saying like USD is going down, do the opposite, because 98% of people fail with trading. So this is one of the reasons you don't want to go live straight away. This, like I said, 3 stages. When you first start, you're going to lose most of the time. Then you're going to get to a stage where you're breaking even. And that's a great place to be, because when you're there, it means that your next stage now is you're going to start being profitable. You'll understand trading better. You'll understand a lot of the things you need. You've gone through the learning curve and now you're profitable. Now you can think about going live. So that's one of the major mistakes that people make. They just go on a live account with all the emotions running, and then they start to lose their money. Yeah, so that's the first thing. That's one of the first reasons. The second thing is they get their risk to reward all wrong. What I mean by risk to reward, so say like we were going to trade. Usually trade, you risk. So let's say we're doing a long trade. If this is something how we teach, say we're trading off this trend line here, this blue line here. So it'd be something like this trade here, let's say. So entry would be there, stop loss would be there. And we tell you to go for a 1 to 3. We should be aiming for a 1 to 3. Somewhere there. Yeah, just about there. That's a 1 to 3. That means for every 1% of your account you risk, you make 3% if you win. And I just want to show you this risk to reward calculator here. So most people, when they're taught, they go for 1 to 1. So what that means is you risk 1% to make 1% back. That means you have to at least win 50% of your trades to just break even, and 60% to be profitable. Well, now what we say is minimum you should be going for a 1 to 3 here. So that means you only need to win 30% of your trades to be profitable. So, you take 9 trades, you only need to win 3, so you can afford to lose more than you win. So you have to have your risk to reward right. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. Either they're trading like a 1 to 1, which is somewhere down here, and if it wins, fine, but you've got to win 60% of the time. Or some even do it the other way, where their risk is huge and their reward is tiny. It's like we call that a negative risk to reward. Then you're in trouble, because most of the time, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose more than you can actually gain, and you're in the negative almost from the beginning. So minimum risk to reward should be 3 to 1. That means you can lose more trades than you win. Puts the advantage in your favor, which is what you want to do. Okay, so that's the second reason people lose money when they trade. They don't have the right risk to reward. And then the third reason is that they just go blindly, or they use only one confluence. Yeah, I'll tell you what I mean by that. So say you go to Baby Pips, let's say, and it teaches you things like this: double bottoms, double tops, all this. Hold on a second. All this sort of stuff. Yeah, all about how to trade double tops. You know, nice even stuff. Double bottoms. You know, you can learn all this on sites like Baby Pips. Yeah, trend lines, necklines, all this sort of stuff. Then you come onto the charts and you try and draw them. You know, you draw a beautiful trend line here, like I did here, or a trend line going down, like I did here. Beautiful trend lines. But trend lines and double tops and all these sort of lines are just, they're subjective. You know, I mean, they do look very, very clean sometimes. But here's the thing about them: when they look that clean, banks can see the line just as much as you can, and they know that people are trading off these lines and putting their stop losses underneath, and so at some point they'll come and they'll take people's money. So they're traps some of the times if you're only trading off one confluence. If you just draw this line here and think this line is a ironclad line, all the traders can see that and they're trading off it, and you just trade bounces off this with no other confluence, you just think, oh, it's only the trend line. It can't be, because the trend line are too subjective. I might draw a trend line like this. You might draw it slightly off like that. There's nothing to say who's drawing it correct. That's why you shouldn't just trade off one thing. There should be other things. We have 5 confluences, yeah? You know, institutional numbers. There's loads of other things that we use, even some fundamental stuff. But minimum, before you take the trade, we say at least 3 of them should line up, not just a bounce off a trend line. It's not enough, you know, or these beautiful like support visit, like double tops. Here's a beautiful double top here. Call this a support and resistance line. It's a beautiful resistance line. Yeah, look, it's perfect. But you know what? Everybody else is thinking the exact same thing, and the banks are seeing that as well. So the next time this comes up to this line, everyone's thinking, right, it's going to bounce and go down. I'm going to put my stop loss somewhere above that, and I'm going to sell this. And what do you think is going to happen next time? It'll probably rip right through, because that's how the banks will make money off you if you've only got one confluence. If there's other things saying that, yeah, this might bounce again, and that's the thing, like we said, we look at other reasons, then yes, maybe we'll take the trade. And then even then you still might lose, but if your risk to reward is right, you've got a higher chance of being a successful trader. So those are the 3 main reasons that people lose money online. First being that they're trading live too early. Second, their risk to reward, you know, they're not going for the right risk to reward, at least 1 to 3. And then the third, they're only trading off one confluence. You should have more than one reason to trade, not just a drawn trend line or a support and resistance line. There should be more reasons, you know, because otherwise, you know, your account will get blown. So I hope that helps. I hope you can see if you're making any of these mistakes, you can help to cut them out, do you know, and hopefully it will help you in the future with your trading. All right. So I hope you got some value from that. Remember to watch out for tomorrow, day 3. We're going to actually be looking at why you can't just use YouTube videos alone to learn how to trade. That again is a huge trap, and we'll go into that tomorrow. If you do want to have a look at the actual #1 recommendation I'm personally talking about that taught me some of this stuff, then I'll leave a link below this video and you can go and have a look for yourself. Either way, again, I hope you got some value. Make sure to look out in your inbox for tomorrow, because we're going to continue with the course, the 5-part course, and we'll continue tomorrow looking at why YouTube videos alone is not enough. All right, till then, you have a great evening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Speak soon. Take care. Speak soon.